Hello guys, welcome back to another Android Studio tutorial. In today's episode, we are going to learn about how to add an expandable list view into your Android application. So create a new project in Android Studio. Here is the activity main.xml file. Go to the XML version and change the relative layout into linear layout. Okay, remove this text view. Also provide some orientation. Android orientation into vertical. Now the first thing, you need to add an expandable list view into the activity main.xml file. So for implementing an expandable list view, we need three XML files. First one is for implementing the expandable list view, second one for implementing the headlines, and third layout is for implementing the list items. That means the child items. So here I am going to add an expandable list view. Specify the width as match parent, height also match parent. Now provide an ID for this expandable list view, Android ID plus ID. I name it as exp list view. Okay. Also change the background color of this layout into black. Android background into put some black color. Okay. Now we add an expandable list view into activity main.xml file. Now here I'm going to create a layout file for implementing the headlines. So create a new layout file, right click the layout folder and create a new layout resource file. I name it as parent layout. Parent layout. The root element is linear layout. Click OK. And into this layout you need to add a text view to represent headlines. So now I am going to add some text view into this layout. Okay, now here I make some modifications on the layout file. I add a text view with layout width is match parent, height match parent, and put some text. And here is the text color, and put some text size into 25 dp and gravity make into center vertical, and put some margin on the left. And here I put the height for the parent, it is 50 dp. And finally here we got a layout for the heading. Now we need an ID for the text view. So here I am going to put an ID for the text view, Android ID plus ID. I name it as heading item. Okay. Now we need to create another layout file to represent the child items. So create another layout file, right click the layout folder and create another layout resource file. I name it as child layout and click OK. Here also we need to make some modifications on the layout file. Okay, now I finished the modifications on the newly created layout file. Here I added text view with the width match parent, height match parent, and put some text. Also specify a text color which is white text color and text size into 20 dp. Set the gravity center vertical, layout margin left into 10 dp. Also make the parent background color into white, and here the parent background color is black, and make the height into 50 dp. And finally here we got the design that contain this will represent a child item on the expandable list view. Okay, now we have all the layout resources. Now I'm going to create some adapter class. So before going to create the adapter class, we need some data. So here I am going to insert some movie details, some movie headings and some sub details. So go to the values folder and open the strings.xml file. Here I am going to add some string array. Okay, here I add some string arrays into the strings.xml file. Here is the first string array with the name, header, title, and that contains some movie categories: action movies, romantic movies, and horror movies. And here there are other string arrays that will represent the child item, and here the h1 item will represent the child item corresponding to action movies. Some movies list is here, and here is the movie list corresponding to the second headings, and here is the movie list corresponding to the third headings. Okay, and for the second headings the array name is h1 item. For the second child items the array name is h2 item, and final one is h3 item, and the main heading is header titles. Okay, now we need some adapter for implementing the for inflating the expandable list view. So now we need to create some adapter class. Go to the Java folder and right click the package and create a new Java class. I name it as my adapter and click OK. Now extend this class using base expandable list adapter. This class will provide all the needed methods for implementing an expandable list view. So extend this class, and here you need to implement some methods. And implement methods, we have to implement all these methods. Click OK. Here we got some methods. First one is get group count, get children count, get group, get child, get group ID, get child ID, has stable IDs, get group view, get child view is child selectable. Okay, now we have to provide proper implementation of all these methods. Okay, so before going to make the implementations, first we need some variables here. First I need a list, private list. This list is for representing the headlines, so this will represent strings, and I name it as header titles. Okay, now we have to define some hash map. For the child items, we have to represent the child item with the heading, with the header heading, that means the parent heading. So we need some hash map variables. So here I create some hash map variables, private hash map representing a string and some list, and I name it as child titles. Okay, also add some context object, private context, I name it as cityx. Okay, so for initializing all these variables we need some constructor. So create some constructor for this class, my adapter, with some parameters. First one is a context object, I name it as cityx. Second one is a list argument, copy this one. Second one is a list, and third one is a hash map, so copy this one. Okay, now we have to initialize all these variables. So this dot context, first one is the context object, equal to cityx. Okay, second one is this dot child titles, that is the hash map child titles, and the last one is this dot header titles equal to header titles. Okay, now we have to provide implementation for all these override method. The first method is get group count. So from this method we have to return how many elements are available on the group count, that means the parent. So here you have to return the size of the list. The list name is header titles, so this will return header titles dot size. Okay, and here you have to return the number of child items available in each heading. So there are three headings are available: action movies, romantic movies, and horror movies. So each of these movie category there are some child items are available. So from this method you have to return the number of child items available in each of the headings. That's why it provide an argument of group position. So here you need to return the size of uh, the number of child items available in each of the heading. So here we have to return the size of hash map. So child titles dot get and header titles dot get, and the position is group position dot size. This will return the number of child item available in each of the headings. Okay, so we implement the get children count method, and here you have to pass an object, the current object available on the group. So here you need to return group position. We need to return header titles dot get, and the position is group position. Okay, and from this method you have to return the child item available on a particular heading. So return child titles dot get header titles dot get and specify the position. Here the position is group position dot get, and here you have to specify the child position. Okay, and here you have to return the group ID. Simply return the group position, return group position, and here you need to return the child ID, get child ID. Here also there is nothing to do, just simply return the child position. Okay, now the method has stable IDs, return false from it, and here we have to return the group view. So first we have to get the heading title. So here declare some string variable, string title. Now we have to get the title of the heading. We can get the heading title from the method called get group. From this method get group, and you have to pass the group position. So simply call that method. So this dot get group and pass the position. Here you need to pass the group position, and you need to typecast this one into string. Okay, now we have to check whether the convert view is already available, that means the row is already available or not. If it is not existing, we have to create that one. We have to inflate the layout. So we have to check it out. If the convert view is null, that means the row is not existing. So we have to inflate the layout file. So first thing, we need to create an object of layout inflator. I name it as layout inflator equal to this dot, and use the context object dot get system service. Use the context object context dot layout inflator service, and you need to typecast this one into layout inflator. typecast this one into layout inflator. Okay, so now we have to inflate the layout for the parent. So convert view is layout inflator dot inflate and specify the layout resource r dot layout dot, and here the layout name is parent layout, and there is a second argument personal for it. Okay, now if the layout is not exist, we create that one, and now we have to initialize the text view available on the layout. So for the parent layout, here that is the heading title, that means the header title. So create an object of text view, I name it as text view equal to convert view dot find view by id r dot id dot, we have to check the id of the parent item. So go to the parent layout.xml file, heading item, that is the title, and for the child item, yeah, here we forget to add an id for the child item, so we have to add that one, Android id plus id, I name it as child item. Okay, now go back to the my adapter. So here the heading is heading item. Typecast this one into text view. Okay, now I need to make the heading into bolder styles, so we have to make some font, set type font, yeah, this one typeface null, and specify the style typeface dot, I make it bold. Okay, now we have to set the text for the heading. So text view dot set text, here the heading is available on this variable title, so title. Okay, so now we set the heading, and finally we have to return the convert view. Okay, and now from this method we have to get the child view, that means each of the child item. Here also first thing we need to get the title for the child. We get the title for the child from this method called the getChild method. So first here I am going to declare a string variable, string title equal to this dot getChild method. Yeah, get child, and you need to pass the group position and child position. Okay, this will return the title for the child and convert this one into string. Okay, again the same thing, first thing we need to check whether the layout is already inflated or not. So if the convert view is null, we have to create an object of layout inflator. I copy this code segments. If the convert view is null, first we have to create an object of layout inflator. Okay, now we have to inflate the layout. So convert view equal to layout inflator dot inflate r dot layout dot child layout. There is a second argument personal for it. Okay, so now we inflate the child view. Now we successfully inflate the child layout. Okay, now here we need to create an object of text view. We have to assign the text view value. Okay, create an object of text view. Name it as text view equal to convert view dot find view by id r dot id dot, and the child item id is child item. We need to check it out. Go to the child layout.xml file, and here the id is child item, is correct, child item, and convert this one into text view. This is a text view. This is an object text view. Okay, now we have to assign the text for the text view. So text view dot set text, and the value is available on this variable called title. So use that one, title, and finally return the convert view. Okay, and make the child selectable by return true from this method. Okay, so now we finish all the coding on the adapter. Now we have to initialize all the variables and set the data for the expandable list view on the main activity.java file. So go to the main activity.java. First thing, we have to create an object of expandable list view. Expandable list view, I name it as expandable list view. So first here I am going to initialize the expandable list view object. Expandable list view equal to find view by id r.id dot expandable list view. Okay, and typecast this one into expandable list view. Okay, now here we need some variables. Here I'm going to define a list that will representing the headings. And this will represent some string values. I name it as header. I name it as headings equal to new array list representing some string values. Okay, and now we need some other three list view array list for saving the sub elements, and that means the children elements. So list, again string, I name it as L1 equal to new array list with the string. Okay, copy this one, I name it as L2. This is L3. Okay, and one more thing, we need some hash map variables. So create an object of hash map representing a string and some list. I name it as child list. Okay, now first we have to get the data from the array list, from the strings.xml file. Here the strings.xml file, we put some string array. First one is header title, second one is h1 items that will represent some movie list, h2 item, h3 items. Okay, go to the main activity. First thing, here I am going to declare some string variable string heading items. So string array, and get resources and get string array r dot array dot, the array name is header titles. Okay, now get the second string I name it as small l1 equal to this is also a string array equal to get resources dot get string array r dot array dot h1 items. Copy this code segment. Now change this one into L2, and this is h2 items. Now one more, this is L3, and change this one into h3 items. Okay, now we get all the informations from the strings.xml file. Now we have to initialize all these variables, all these list variables and the hash map. So the first here I'm going to put some value on the headings, on the first list headings. For that, add some for each loop, string title equal to, from the string value heading items. Okay, now add each of these items into the array list. So headings dot add title. This will add all these data available on the string array into this array list. Now we have to add the information from the second string array L2 into the array list L2. So again the same thing, string title, and is from L2, sorry, L1. Here it is L1. Okay, and add that one into L2 array list L1 dot add title. Okay, now we have to add L2. This is L2, change this one into L2, and here it is L2. Okay, and finally add the last string array. Okay, here it is L3 and here it is L3. Okay, now we get all the informations from the strings.xml file and we put all the informations into the array list. Now we have to add the array list into the, that means the child items, into the hash map. So here the hash map variable name is, what is that one? Hash map is child list. Okay, that is, so child list dot call the put method. First you have to specify the title, heading title. Here the heading title is available on the list called headings. So headings dot get, call the get method, and there is only 3 items is available. So the first item is available on the index 0, and specify the first list L1. What is that problem? Child list. Yeah, I think it is not initialized. Here you need to initialize that one. New hash map with some string and list. Okay, so now it is okay. Now we have to add the second item into the hash map from the first index, and here the list array list is L2, and now add the last one from second index, and the value is list is L3. Okay, now we have to create an object of the adapter class. Here the adapter class name is myAdapter. So create an object of adapter class myAdapter. I name it as myAdapter equal to new myAdapter. We have to check what are inside the constructor. Here you need to pass 3 arguments. First one is a context object, second one is the list, and third one is the hash map. Okay, go to the main activity, and here the first object is a context object. I pass this. Now we have to pass the list that representing the headings that representing the headings. Here it is available on the list called the headings. So pass that one, headings, and finally the array list, child list. Okay, now we have to add this adapter into the list view. So expandable list view dot set adapter myAdapter. Okay, now we finish all the codings. Now this is the time to check the application. Okay, now here we have the application available on the virtual device. Here is the expandable list view. So here I am going to expand the first item, action movies. This will expand the list. Now expand the second item. Now expand the third item. If you click the item again, this will collapse the list. Okay, I hope you understand the concepts. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.